welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the live. Sorry we're late. We had a last-minute surprise that we were vlogging, filming. But for those of you guys who are joining us, you got a sneak peek of the vlog, I guess, that we were filming. Just so you know, not tomorrow, but the next day. So starting on Wednesday, we're gonna do. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to call it, but it's going to be 1 month of daily uploads on YouTube. So daily long-form vlogs. What's that sound?
The face recognition.
What? That sound is like taking... I heard that all around me. Steph's activating a new phone over here. What's the new stuff today?
What's...
New
gears. All new.
Yeah. New stuff.
New stuff.
So yes, I don't know what we're going to call this month, but because Stephanie and the kids are leaving, I'm just intending on burying myself in work and yeah, just trying to the business and the company, try to have as many meetings as we can, try to just crush for at least 6 weeks here. So yeah, starting on Wednesday, I'm going to start a 7-day fast and 1 month of daily uploads. And so we're going to hit the ground running and go hard. I think we should call it like Month of Freedom. What do you guys think?
Month of Freedom.
Or Month of Loneliness. Yeah, we'll see. But anyway, oh yeah, what we did get was this. Is the new to us DJI Mini 4 Pro. And so I think this drone has been out for almost a year now. But it's the top of the line on the mini side, and for us, like with the type of filming we do and the type of places we go, the mini series of drones just works really, really good for us instead of carrying around like an Inspire or a Mavic or something like that. I had a Mavic 2 Zoom, but they take up a lot of room when you travel with them, and they're obviously a lot heavier. And you get what you pay for, but this does everything that we need very, very well. And so it also comes, because we make a lot of obviously vertical footage for social media, the gimbal on this actually turns so you can get your full, so before you'd have to like film like this in 4K so you could crop in to make that like up and down video. But this one we can actually just film raw, straight up and down.
New drone, baby.
Huh?
There's no update warnings on this one.
No? No. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, sorry. Even the sound, did you hear the sound when you turned it on or off?
No, not yet.
Different, eh?
That's a new one, yeah.
It's so quiet, man.
Yeah, the way it flies, yeah.
We should launch it, eh?
Over here?
Let's do a test launch, live test launch. I think this sound is different too. No, same, eh?
Same.
And so we've never had we've always had the controller where you have to connect your phone.
Yeah.
And so now we finally get the full, and this is the new DJI controller. So there's an old model, the DJI RC, and this is the RC2.
Oh.
And so the touch screen is insane, like the responsiveness and the quality of it.
Home point updated.
Like it's such a crazy high quality screen, man.
Man.
This drone is very quiet. Check complete.
Take off.
Huh?
It's like a fan.
Quiet.
Home point updated.
Right?
Yeah. Unless the obstacle sensors.
Yeah. Hey. But it's very, very quiet. Like compared to the other one we had. So
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
I had the Zoom 2, and that was the bigger Mavic series drone, Mavic Zoom 2, and it was so loud. These new drones are ridiculously quiet. Sick, eh? It's gonna be crazy. And the image quality off this drone, dude.
Yeah. I saw that. I thought there was already an anti-filter on there.
Yeah, right. I know it
Yeah.
does look like that.
It's like, oh wait, no.
So we've actually done drone photography work. So for those of you guys who don't know, we have a media company called Waka Media, and so we specialize in corporate stuff. We don't do personal like weddings and like birthdays and stuff like that. What gets us excited is helping people make more money, or if you're an NGO or a charity or something like that, getting more funding. So that's what excites us, and that's what I think we're good at, and so that's where our focus is. And so the drone has never been like we have a drone, so we're going to do like drone work media, but we have, because people have found out that people know we have a drone, and so we've got calls. And I think you went and you did something for Dig Track in Sabu for my friend Len Haynes, and we did some photography for him for his quarry that he opened, because I think the Ministry of Land and Resources needed some imagery. I think of some quarries they were opening up in the Tewa. Yeah. And so you just went and took pictures for him, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I guess if you guys in the north, or you guys know somebody in the north and they need drone work, we can do that work. And we actually have a media company that we do this kind of work with. So apart from partnerships that we have with companies on the Waka family page, we have a media company and we make content for other companies. So okay. What's been going on in current events? What's been going on in Fiji? Well, it's like big news in Fiji right now. Anything crazy this week?
Well, just lots of guess people being taken to court.
People being taken to court?
Yeah.
Like what? Politicians?
No, actually, there was this one guy, taxi driver,
Oh, yeah.
that got arrested for raping a international tourist, some sort. Yeah, and he's been taken in.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
There was the gentleman, I think it was a picture of the Fijian boy, Itoke boy, who apparently, I don't think he's been convicted, but who sexually assaulted that Virgin Airlines pilot, right?
Oh yeah.
And his face is all over social media, hey? And there was actually a really touching, really sad but touching post that I saw on Facebook, and it was like, you're probably out that night with all your friends partying and doing all this stuff, but the only person that was in the courtroom with him was his mom. And like, just never forget, like, right from the beginning, your mom is by your side. And when you leave the house and she's worried and you go off and you do silly things with your stupid friends and you make big mistakes, your mom will still be there with you. Whether, not that she agrees with you, but she's there because she's your mom. And so I was like, whoa, that must have hit him so hard. If that's true, and he was in the courtroom and, being read his, what the charges against him were,
Yeah.
for his mom to be the only person there, that's got to be like a reality check, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all the friends are not there. And just the mom, eh?
Oh, and you can connect the DJI mic to this and record audio straight
Yeah,
into
see?
the...
That's
yeah.
the one.
Yeah. So now we can walk around.
Yeah. You can even do
We can do a full vlog
Reels.
on this.
reels or vlog.
Yeah. And just be like, I can just be like, set it in front of me and then just go for a run.
Walking, running.
Or we can just like go for a walk and just talk to the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just do a drone vlog.
You try it.
Full on with the drone,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Put it in a plastic bag, put it under the water, underwater shots. So I was like, no. Or what are we on right now? YouTube and Facebook?
Yeah, YouTube
We got some
and
people?
Facebook, yeah. Yeah.
Few?
Yeah, people join.
Cool. Thank you guys for joining. Yeah, there's been a lot of bad news that all started off with the bad news for the Fiji tourism industry when it started with Australia talking to, all those reports about the land of zombies. And it just seems to be like bang, bang, bang. We just keep getting smacked with like sexual assault against these people and murder, and then like this taxi driver thing, and it's like, white girls getting wasted and then blaming it on getting drugged, at Warwick or whatever, when they're just drinking Bounty rum and probably like 15 pina coladas, the day they landed. And it's just like,
Bad news
it's
after
not been a
bad news.
good year for the media. I just don't remember, and our media needs to be, I guess, sensitive in the way that they inflate these stories. We need to report, but we need to not try to make like this is Fiji's image, right? Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not saying don't report it. I'm just saying like we need to not make it about like the land of zombies, Fiji, the land of rapists. We need to not be that. There's a balance somewhere in between that.
Every country has bad people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like a lot of people didn't expect it. Like, oh, Fiji is very friendly, very.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's Fiji's what we
Image.
got going for us, because it's not a convenient place. It's not the most luxurious. It doesn't have all of the amenities, but it's safe. And that's been our, people speak English and it's safe. That's been the thing those two things that we've had going for us. And so if we don't have that, it's not going to be good. Because like Mexico, for instance, has all the other stuff. It's beautiful. You can get really nice food, beautiful hotels. It's very accessible. Everything's laid out on a silver platter, but it's now notorious with not being very safe. And so that's what's hurting their economy, or their tourism economy, is the not safe part. So like we need to, be very careful. We need to run these guys into the ground and lock them up and make it known that people, if you're going to mess around with the tourism economy, like we will charge you fast, Yeah. Obviously with a fair court system, but we got a lot of questions online today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to go in and see if there was any update on this. Lots of... Okay. Talk about your children. They're cool. I love them. That's very like... Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. It's such a... Talk about your children. Well, you guys see them all the time. There's not really much to say about them. It's a hard one to start a conversation on. Tell me a joke. That's not actually one. No.
Knock knock.
When did you guys start your channel? We started our channel. We were just talking about this the other day. It's been almost 6 years now, so it would have been in 2019. Somewhere in 2019, I guess. I don't know. I guess I can go check it on YouTube. That'd be the quickest place for the most. Not to give an exact day, but I think it would have been somewhere in early 2019. Would it?
Yeah, it would have been in the summer.
In the summer?
Yep.
When I met you in summer? When I
Ew.
met you in summer. Scrolling to the end. Man, we've got So much content on the internet, and it's not even that much compared to other people, but oh, thank you. Thank you. Five years ago, July 18th, 2019. There you go. So, about 5.5 years now. That's when we started all of our stuff. And go back and watch the first ever vlog, us trying to figure out what the heck we're doing.
July 2019.
Yeah, that's when we first posted the first vlog on YouTube.
July
And
2019.
this the worst thumbnail ever.
Should always do a.
No, it's terrible. Remember?
What exact date?
July 19th.
Where did we go?
We were in Blue River, weren't we? We were going to Roz. No, not Roz. That was after. It's, we drive to Alberta. I think we go to your sister's house. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I got some pretty clutch drone shots. Dude, I just love B-roll, man. Just everything, just slow-mo. Oh, yeah. Okay, guys. Still, the most legendary drone shots I've ever gotten was in vlog 1.2, which should have just been vlog 2. For whatever reason, I named it vlog 1.2 because it was the same trip, just like
Half.
the other half of it. But like, way to like lower your vlog count, I guess.
1.2.
Oh, that's when I went to the Khalid concert with Elizabeth.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I still think these are the best drone shots I've ever got, okay? The intro is cringe. Okay, here.
Oh, I know what this is.
Blue River.
Yeah.
Can people see it? Dude, how pretty is that?
That's in summer.
Yeah. Oh.
That's you guys. Hey, Licky! Hey!
That's how old he was when we moved here.
Good.
Wow, there?
Yeah.
Dude, those drone shots are so good. I'm so good, actually. I'm so good. Humble. That's, look at you.
He looks so upset.
Wow.
Okay, next.
You look exhausted.
Yeah, I was. And 2 small children.
Oh, dear. Okay, that's a long answer to that question. When did you guys start your channel? Oh, review the tractor. Tractor has been a game changer for us on our farm. Here's the thing. Tractor has been great. Have I had breakdowns? Yeah, like I work in crazy. It works in really rough, really rough terrain. It's not like, where most tractors are like on nice flat fields and, working dirt that's been tilled before. No, this tractor is like on the edge of riverbanks, like literally a few times where the riverbank's giving way and we drive into the river to like save so we don't tip over. Like it's very in rough conditions. So the reason I bought the tractor is because it's not if a tractor is going to break down, it's when. And so what was important to me is the backup that I received. And so I looked at purchasing a popular brand that comes in the color red in Fiji. And I did a test and I went to the dealer who deals these things and I said, hey, can I have a bucket of gear oil for the red tractor? And they're like, oh, no, we don't carry gear oil. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a sign that like I might not get the best backup on that brand. And so I saw that Hamza and them were bringing these in. They seemed to be stocking up parts and personnel, and they're local. To me, like, not, I'm from Vanuatu, you're from Vanuatu, I'm going to buy a tractor. No, like, they have a depot in Lambasa. And so
Right.
sales experience obviously is always easy, right? That's the easy part for people, is to sell you something. The hard part is to follow it up, right? And so that's where I went with them. And initially, this tractor, the farm track, which comes from Global Machinery, the cost for me to buy this horsepower with all of the implements, the plow, dari, kurkuria, rotavator, all that stuff, was $10,000 cheaper than the same horsepower tractor in the red color. And that's all implements and tractor, $10,000 cheaper than the tractor alone from the other brand. And so that was just like, I just couldn't afford it. It didn't make sense. Like, so whether or not I wanted to buy that, and I did want to buy that other brand because it's very popular and it has a good name for a reason. They're the most popular tractors in Fiji, but I just didn't have the cash to do that. And so I was like, well, it's hard to argue with something that is that much better of a deal. And so far so good. Yeah. And we have a good relationship with the guys at Global Machinery. And so, yeah, I have no complaints.
Yeah.
Sits out in the sun, doesn't go under a tin shed. It just gets raked out there with UV and the seats all cracked up and everything, but it still starts every time you go out. So
And even that seat, that guy who's your friend.
yeah, he can fix it. Yeah.
No problem.
I got to take it to him. So that's the review on the tractor. Any questions?
No, just everybody saying hi. Bula Sisa,
Bula.
Bula Senemeli,
Koroy said he's supposed to be here today.
Bula Bula Re.
So don't ask about Koroy.
Tunindao.
Don't ask us to Lose.
Bula.
Bula, everybody. Bula. Thank you guys for joining. From the UK, all my lovely tea sippers in the UK, British Army. Yeah.
What's happening with the glamping guy?
Oh, glamping, yeah. That'll be probably on Friday.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Who's asking?
Sisa.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that'll probably be... It's just been a bit of a... Not busy, but we're just trying to tie up loose ends, and so I'm trying not to... I'm waiting until Steph and them go to read through the emails and really be able to give you guys a good summary of what's going on with the glamping stuff. I think maybe it's because it's the new year, but there's so many companies that are now wanting projects done and media stuff completed, and so I'm getting there. I'm just trying to get these guys on the road, and then it's me in the office. And I'm actually going to be, I haven't told you this, but I'm going to try to get an office space here soon. Actual formal office space. So,
Nice.
yeah. And yeah, so the glamping guy, I hope he will be able to come on Friday.
Friday?
Yeah. It's just a cool thing to promote for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally.
Bula Senemeli from the Utah in the house. Oh, Utah.
Oh.
Bula Lemeki Tuni. Dude, tu Lemeki tu Tunindao siya. One from UK, one from Bow Island.
What? Same name?
Yeah,
Oi, YouTube.
last name.
Oi. Okay, so we can go through another questionnaire. Sorry. What's your plan for retirement? It's a good question. I haven't thought that far ahead. I'd like it to be a mix of a bunch of things. I don't think like me sitting in a house and having some bunch of nice stuff is like very exciting to me. I'd like it to be like being able to travel and see my boys wherever they are and hang out if they have grandkids, and then do spearfishing and go back to Canada and see my family and go skiing and snowboarding and going around and doing mission trips. Hopefully by that time we've made significant amount of of money or an impact in the community, and we have. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Just bring them back.
Yeah. Okay.
Only one black.
Okay.
Because one black on them, they're missing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Missing
Yeah.
one black, so
Set. So yeah, I would like to have the flexibility to be able to do whatever we kind of want to do. But I definitely like there to be like a legacy stage of, like retirement to be like a legacy building stage of life where we work on like a charity or something like that, and something that we leave behind, or start some churches or some youth clubs across Fiji or something like that, or across the Pacific or in Africa, or start some schools, Christian schools or Bible schools or whatever. Yeah, I want to be busy in retirement. I don't really want to not have something to do at some stage in my life. That doesn't sound exciting to me. Yeah. You?
What?
What do you want to do for retirement?
Retirement. Something fun. Something I enjoy doing.
You just want to sit in your home, like build a home and just relax?
I never want to do that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I just want to. Yeah, I want to just have fun stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like fun stuff for me is like all that kind of adventure and
Yeah.
travel and
Yeah.
ministry stuff and yeah. But yeah, some people are like, yeah, just have my home and it's like, dude, oh, that sounds depressing.
I know.
Yeah.
Just doing that and just sit home, I feel like I still have my 2 feet and my 2 legs that works, and I need
Yeah.
until the time I'm like, all right, I'm bedridden, okay, and then I stay home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you never know when the time comes, but
Yeah. In this economy, I'm never gonna retire.
yeah, then that's true too, depending on where you live as well. Where does Sisa live?
I think Suva. Yes, is I. You're living in Suva.
Yeah. How is it like living in Fiji coming from overseas? Well, I mean, it's up and down. I mean, there's all sorts of different challenges here than we have in overseas. But you just kind of have to pick your poison. Like, I was talking to a friend who recently moved from Fiji to overseas. Just talking to him today, and he's not very happy. You know, he's only been there for like 4 weeks or something, but he was just like, same crap, just like, because he was in overseas before. The guy just same crap, different year kind of thing. And like, me and Stephanie were then talking after that about how there's so many people that are in like this 9 to 5 rat race thing, like in Canada.
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes you like look at people and they like have this glaze over their eyes. It feels, not literally, but you're like, hello, like you don't have to do this. You can move to other places in the world and, and pursue life. And you don't have to buy the house and then pay the mortgage for the next 50 years. Hello, and there are options, but people are just like, that's what they used to. That's what my mom and dad did. They bought the house, they got the cars, they put the kids in school, kids into college, and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, it's very, when I go back to Canada, I feel that from the culture there. I'm like, whoa, everybody here is doing the same thing as the other person. And they're all like, they all drive like, not all, but a lot of them like have, comfortable houses and hot showers and nice vehicles, but they're all like, lots of them are, on credit lines up to, their ears, and all have to work. And if they don't get paid, then they're going to go under because they need to pay their credit card bills and stuff like that. And it's like, whoa, you guys are all playing the same game. And there's other games that can be played. And that's what I feel like we're doing. And so, you know, to address that question specifically, for us, we're here because we have a goal to build an innovative company. And like every day is new. Like I got an email from, on the way home from a big clothing distributor. Well, one of Fiji's biggest companies, and they're like, "Hey, we'd like you to partner up with you, and we're opening a new store in such a place, and we'd also like you guys to be the family face of this clothing sponsorship that we have." And it's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to read that. I haven't even read the email. I just saw the title of it,
Right.
and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's one for tomorrow." But like that's something that may or may not pan out, but it's exciting because like I didn't expect to get the email. I don't know. I didn't know that was going to come, but like at least it's not like the same thing day after day.
Day after day.
Yeah. And so if that happens, then like that's also for TUI. Like that's okay. Well, then we're going to be doing photo shoots and media work, and it'll just be extra. And then eventually we'll have to hire somebody else. And yeah, it's just always an adventure, balancing and managing different things. And that's what we like. So, but it's not all easy. Lots of it's just very frustrating. But like I always say, it's weird. It's a recipe for disappointment to expect life to be easy, and then also which means that when it is not easy, you're disappointed. It's way better to expect life to be hard, and then when it's hard, you're just like, this is the way life is.
Yes.
And then when life happens to be easy, you're just like, oh, this is awesome.
Reward.
Yeah, it's a reward, because like life is default hard, so expect it to be that way, and at least you'll just be like, this is the way life is. Because like we all got different stuff going on, like that we're stressed about, and every single person walking down the road has their own thing that is most important to them, you know?
Yeah.
And so we're all I plugged this in, I got a low battery warning. We're all dealing with stuff, man.
Yeah.
And so we're just doing this thing. And it may not be forever, but it's for now. And I'm not really, that's why when it talks about retirement, or when I talk about retirement, I'm like, I don't know. I kind of like doing like speaking engagements and stuff like that. Like I don't mind that right now. I see myself being able to do more of that. That would be probably fun. Maybe just become a pastor. That's
like, nope.
No. I'm a teacher and would love to move to Fiji from New Zealand. Any pros and cons for moving to Fiji? This is from Cassidy Dennis. That's a cool idea. So, yeah, I mean, heaps. I don't even know where to start. But, like, if you're looking to work in Fiji, I don't really know. I mean, get ready to take a pay cut, obviously. But, like, if you're a New Zealand-based person teaching in New Zealand, you're one of, what, is there 10,000 teachers in New Zealand or something like that, maybe, you know? If you're a New Zealand person, a New Zealand teacher coming to teach in Fiji,
Right.
like, you go from, like, a 1 in 10,000 person, like, you're 1 in 10,000. Like, there's 10,000 people living your reality. But if you move to Fiji, you might be the only one that lives that reality. And that's exciting, isn't it? Like, to me, I'm like, oh, I like that. Like, it's cool to live a life that most people are afraid to step out and live. Because you're going to then have experiences and opportunities that are going to be unlike anybody else. Your other 10,000 colleagues that all do the same crap every day, yeah, you're going to take a pay cut, and so that's going to hurt hugely. But, like, Fiji's so small, too. Like, I've realized you never know what's around the corner. Even, like, you know, that email I was talking about that I got. It's like, oh, okay, well, I don't know. That could be a $200 job. That could be a $10,000, or that could be a $100,000 contract that we close with them. I don't know what it is, right? The future will tell. But like, if you're a New Zealand teacher coming to Fiji and you just start at some random school, chances are probably somebody's going to hear, but there's like this really overly qualified person teaching in like this school somewhere. It's like, hey, we should have them come and join our private college thing that we got going on here, and some really rare kind of like, not rare, but like really high-end school. And then you end up in some position just because you bring in all these like qualifications and maybe more respectable like place where you got your degree and stuff like that, and that will lead to crazy opportunities here, and people will hear about that, and like life would just be really neat, but you'd have to be prepared for it to hurt your pocketbook for sure. If you're actually talking about coming to Fiji and to work, not to retire. Like if you're a retired person who used to be a teacher moving to Fiji, then I mean lots of people do that and do it very comfortably. But that's what would tip it for me. It's like, there's 10,000 people living this reality. I have the opportunity to be maybe the only person who's doing it in the country. Give it a try. The thing is, if you're a teacher with a degree or you're a person with a degree and you want to leave and step out and do something risky and uncomfortable, like easy time is now. And because you hold an actual qualification, an education, you can always go back and get your teaching job again. Like, yeah, you're going to maybe lose your rental space or your house or your vehicle and you sell it when you come, but like you can always go back and start making money again. That thing is always there for you, right? It's like a safety net that you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
So, use it. Cassidy.
Bola libuni leva sovia. Bola tau.
I'm not texting, I'm looking at your guys' questions.
Bola tua. Tua.
Tua?
Singa. Tua. Bola re.
Ulere.
Bola bina. This is from Tavini. Tuning in from Laudala Beach. Israeli Mainabukia. Oh, that's his real name. I've always called him Tua.
Oh, really?
Everyone in Fiji calls him Tua.
Oh,
Everybody knows him. That's his
stage name. Well, stage name is the thing you can say for singers, right? Yeah. I thought it's not just like a stripper thing, right? Well, yeah, right? It's called stage name, right?
Everybody has stage. You have a stage name.
What's his stage name?
What's my stage name?
Mr. Waka.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's your name for me.
Yeah.
That's... Oh, this one. How can a person go to heaven? From Junior_Kondaya. How can a person go to heaven? Well, Jesus says, like, I am the way, the truth, and the life. You know, no one goes to the Father except through me. And so that is the message of the Bible. It's like everything points to Jesus. And everything exists for him. And so there's a beautiful thing that happened for us because of, you know, we were in the garden and it was perfect. And now, and then, you know, we weren't supposed to do one thing. Don't eat just from that tree. And we ate from the tree. Adam and Eve ate from the tree. And then that's called the fall. And now we have this huge problem, you know, murder started happening, all these crazy things started happening. And so God gave us the law. And then he sent his son because we needed to be saved. And the only way to be saved, because God is perfect, is that Jesus' blood, the sacrifice that he made, actually covers us. And so we need to acknowledge that we need Jesus and repent and accept that, hey, he covered it all. And there's actually nothing you can do. And all the religions that force you to follow the law, they just don't get you to heaven because, like, you can never be perfect enough to be with God because he is perfect. And so I was saying this like with Steph the other night, like the law is actually not what saves us. Like Jesus came so that he abolished the law with his coming. And the law can't save you because the law is the mirror. It is not the sponge that or the towel that you wash your face with. It's what you look into, and you compare yourself to those 630 laws that were given through the Old Testament or whatever. Like most of us know the 10. And by following, you can never follow them all. That was the whole point. It was like there were so many things to follow that you couldn't follow them all, and we needed Jesus. And so he came so that we didn't have to be perfect. And for religions to like, you have to do this, you have to do this, and you have to do this. It's like, no, the law can't save you. It's just the thing that shows you how much you need Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, freak, there's 600 of these things that like I have to not do. Oh, shoot, I did it. Oh, shoot, I did it. Because I can't. And Jesus like, hey, it's okay. I got it. I did it for you, so you don't have to do it. And so we need to stop looking at rules like they're what saves us. They're just the mirror to show us how much we need the cloth. Does that make sense? And so that's how you go to heaven. Jesus is the only way, and we say that because we just can't be in with God unless like we accept the gift that was given to us and the blood that was spilled, so that it's like, hey, I gave my son so that you guys can be with me. And yeah, acknowledging that you need that you have a problem, as they say in Alcoholics Anonymous. Like we all yearn for perfection. I mean, that's why we strive for more this and more that, and like we want to have great bodies and we want to have perfect makeup and we want straight teeth. It's like, because we actually we were built for the garden, the perfect place. And maybe that is what heaven is. It's just the garden. I don't know, but I mean, we were actually built that's why I feel like it's inherent for us to like want more and strive and to innovate and to create, is because we were created by, we were made in God's image, and he is a creator. And so our inherent habit is to create, and that's why we are this way. And that's why we're always trying to achieve more, and we all ask that question at one point in our life, is there something out there? Is there a God? What created this? And for me, there's too much coincidence to believe that it could be coincidence. The fact that we exist, and that we exist under all of these perfect circumstances, and our bodies operate the way they do, and we have the white blood cells and red blood cells, and the way your liver works, and the fact that you take in oxygen, and there's this perfect amount of balance of the air and the way that we breathe, and the trees to filter out the CO2. It's just too perfect for it not to be created. And I like the idea of a creator that comes down the mountain and grabs my hand to take me up, instead of me trying to climb up the mountain and meet him on the top, which is having to follow all the laws and the rules. So I choose Christ, Christianity.
Good. You should be a pastor, I think.
Yo! All the pastors out there oh, that's terrible theology. Oh no. What is he talking about?
Bula everybody.
Bula everybody.
Bula.
Would you do something like the Namosi Ecotourism Facebook page, where tourists could stay at your village? No. No, just simply because time is the one commodity that we all have less of the more that we experience it. Therefore, it cannot be spread out in the same way. There's, we were talking about Bible study the other day. God talks, or one thing I noticed, and is that God talks a lot about ratios. We were reading in Luke, and it's the story where what we maybe assume is like a prostitute comes in to the house, the Pharisee's house where Jesus is having dinner, and she like cries onto his feet and washes, like is like washing his feet with her hair, and then pours like this bottle of perfume on him, and they're like, what a waste, like why did she waste that expensive jar of perfume on you? And he's like, oh, like from like her little like what she had, like this is actually like a lot, and this is what it means, you know. You go like, I think there's a Luke 12 or Luke 21 where there's the master who leaves, and he leaves the slaves in charge of, you know, paying, his master's slave in charge of paying the other people and looking after his compound, and the one guy does and the one guy doesn't, and then it's like, okay, well, to those who have been entrusted much, like much will be demanded. The story about the woman who gives like 2 shillings in comparison to like all the other people, or 2 whatever the currency was, and it was like a very small amount, but for her it was all she had. And so God talks a lot about in ratios, and like so, but time is like the one thing that like we can't ratio out, because we all get the same, like we all experience the same, like a second to you is a second to me, it's a second. And long way to say, like, for me to be here and host people, it's not I cannot scale my time. I can scale everything else, but like I only get, you know, 24 hours a day. And so if I'm like actually spending that with people, it's an impossible way for me to scale our businesses and the brand in Fiji. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like I think I would actually like it. I think I could do a very great job of it. It would just be, if I'm needed in person, like that's a very hard thing to scale.
You can share yourself online.
Yeah, and so that's why we do this online stuff, is because we're here in Fiji, and I'm up against most of the people who are successful who are my age in Fiji now are people who are, I always say this, like 2nd or 3rd generation business owners. And that's awesome. And most of them are doing a great job taking over their grandfather or their father's businesses. But, so I'm up against guys who have like 2 generations, 3 generations worth of time. So how do I scale my time is the question then. Well, the only way for me to like do that is to create videos, so that like I can do this live, and this is going to be 1 hour of my time. But when I check back tomorrow, it will have grown, like there'll be like 22 days of watch time in 24 hours. And I only spent 1 hour doing it. So the only way for me to gain the trust in the community and for you guys to feel like you know me is to do this and make videos, because everybody else has actually had to live and die to like create that time spent with. So my time spent with leverage is like, do this, walk away from it, and people keep hanging out with me.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like I can, like there's a video that we did, yeah, because that's the only one I actually checked the stats on, was the one where I was sitting with Leaky on the log and reading him his birthday note.
Yeah.
Like, after a couple months, it was like 253 days on Facebook of watch time. It's like, dude, I spent 10 minutes with him and then another like half an hour editing that video. That's like, and now it's been like there's a year, that's like almost a year of time that people have spent with me just from 20 minutes. And so that's why we do social media. But we could do something like that here. That like ecotourism thing.
If that was the only focus, yeah.
Yeah, if that was the only focus, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally could be done. And I think we could do better than anybody else does. Like that river float that we just did, you know, like the hills that we have here. We could make hiking trails through here and do like go on hunting pigs and planting. Yeah. We could do a whole bunch of stuff. And then like we could go out to islands for like the ocean excursions and whatever. And then we could like do like epic, like huge, once a year, like big boy money packages, like the $10,000 per person for like floating down to the ocean. you know, and like make it like a.
You just put a blonde wig on Croy, and Tui and Megan House can just pretend.
Sorry, yeah. That's a good idea. Tui, what do you think? You want to wear a wig?
I really don't know what to say.
Would you do a collab with Katie? What? Oh, with what Katie did next? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, totally.
Who's
She
what
seems
Katie
cool.
did
I don't really
next?
know much about her, but she seems really neat. She's doing a bunch of stuff on Facebook right now. I've seen her a bunch. She's traveling around, hey? Fiji?
She's Fijian.
She's on this island, right?
I don't know if she's Fijian.
Oh,
I don't.
she looks white.
Yeah, she might be.
Oh, on Facebook?
Yeah.
What's this?
What
what's her name?
Katie did next.
What Katie?
I think she's like sponsored by Island Hopper. She's doing like a few weeks of traveling around and stuff, eh? She's got some really good brand things going on, or she's paying for it all and she's got money and she's just trying to promote Fiji. I don't know. She might just be trying to build her social media and just doing a bunch of crazy stuff.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
I think I've seen 2 or 3 videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's, I think, New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her stuff is cool.
Yeah, she seems neat. Yeah, totally.
Koroi. Where's Koroi?
Hit us up. Where's Koroi?
Koroi.
Okay, you guys want to know where Koroi is? Should we just call him right now?
Yeah, call him.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Call him. Yeah.
Okay.
Loudspeaker.
Yeah, yeah. Here we go.
Loudspeaker.
Oh yeah, look at his
It's not focusing. Oh shit. Oh there.
that's his
Oh, Koroi. Sela.
his sailor, yeah.
I think he's not gonna pick up.
He's watching this right now. He's like, or he gets a call.
Hello.
Hey, Mbula.
Hola.
Hey, you're live.
I'm here in the boat.
Oi.
Inside the boat.
Oh, you're in the boat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So see you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay. And then what time will you get here?
I think it's about 2 o'clock.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
And then we will move to Steph and the boys.
They're going?
Yeah, tomorrow. They go to Canada for a couple months.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And then after that, then Buliava.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome home. Okay.
You're welcoming and they are goodbye. Eh?
Yeah.
But this one's welcoming. We'll be lost here at 3 a.m.
Okay, 3 a.m. we come here. Okay. Done.
Okay.
That-
Ataka.
There you go. There's Koroi. He's in the Tavi. On his way. That's funny. Yeah, that's where we were. What type of development that is needed for Vanuatu to boost the economic growth of the island? Well, for sure, and like maybe because it's top of my head because we were talking about it just a couple weeks ago, like the way in which people are able to get to this island. So better airports, more flights, more affordable options, if possible, for those flights. And then if not, better jetties, better boats, clear ways to be able to book your tickets from overseas to encourage tourism to be able to come here. But it's not just tourism growth of the island, economic growth of the island. Man, I'm biased, obviously, but like I feel like I'm just really surprised that the government hasn't reached out to us and like asked us to partner up, because it's like we're up here and we're making a lot of noise from the north. Not that like we represent the north or whatever, but it's like, oh, there's people in the north actually and they have a voice. It's like, hey, let's go show them how to plant rice. Let's go use them as an example so that people can feel like the north is a good place to invest money. So I think that the government's always just slow to react to this kind of stuff, though. So I think there's a lot of problems with land in Fiji and the way the ownership structure is set up, like with, Itake people controlling the majority of it and not being willing to do a lot with it as a community. So there's always a few movers and shakers inside of a Matangali or something like that who want to do some development, and then it's always just like one guy, or a group of people that are always just like anti doing stuff, and then like we just end up having all of this resource and never able to do anything about it. And so I'm not saying I have the solution for that, but it's disappointing. And so the sooner that people can get their heads out of their butts and actually try to, get on board with development and moving forward, like places like Sanganga will just not change, because like Sanganga is ripe for, industrial center of Vanuatu being just with its actual geographic location in Vanuatu being in the middle. It's just like nobody can acquire land here to be able to build things that would attract economy. So like I always say, like Sanganga is a perfect place for people to build warehouses and for companies to store stuff, instead of taking it all the way to Lambasa just to reload it in smaller trucks and then take it all the way around the island and distribute it to all the different places around the island. Like save on expensive rent and expensive labor and all that stuff to build it in Sanganga, but there's nowhere to build these things because there's no land free for people to buy. And so land is often at the root of either growth or stagnancy, it seems. And so, where there is land that can be bought and sold, there is economies of growth. And so, I mean, like, I don't know what the whole story is with Denrao and what happened there and all that stuff. Like, so I'm not saying it's good or bad, but all I know is that like where there wasn't even land before, there's now land, and it's being used by businesses, and there's thousands and thousands of jobs that are created, and thousands of people that fly in every year and never leave Nandi and just go to Denrao. And so that's a perfect example of like, where a hotel gets put up. It's not just like, oh, people get to work in the hotel. It's like there's taxis that now operate out of that hotel. There is more infrastructure that is built to go and serve that hotel. So people now, the air conditioning guys get jobs, EFL guys get jobs, and roads guys have jobs, and like there's a bunch of different things that support a simple tourism or like a simple hotel. And it all stems from the ability to be able to acquire land and own it. So we have to figure out something with that. What?
No, she's asking a question. Are you guys familiar with Tony from LC Signs on Instagram? Very good marketing fella. Funny too.
Do you know?
I watched his. I watched all his marketing videos.
Yeah.
LC Sign. He's so funny.
Really? What does he do?
He uses some of the, like memes or like videos.
Yeah. Okay, I've opened it up here. I'll watch it after. Is it good?
Yeah. It's
Funny?
It's funny, good. Yeah.
Mother.
And he does good Trump impressions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, homie, it's Tony. Yeah. He's
Huh?
always like, that's his tagline.
To look at it.
Like,
How has it been with the transition of modern upbringing of your sons in the Western world as to Fiji? Well, like, honestly, these kind of questions, like, people need to realize, like, we've now spent way more time in Fiji. I barely raised my sons in Canada. Like, Leaky was 4 when he left. He's 8 now. Seven was 2 when he left. He's 6 now. And so Leaky was not even going to school. Like, there was no impact outside of our own family, and so it was more expensive to raise my kids overseas because like they literally spend all day having the best time of their life, and it doesn't cost me a dime here. Like they're in the river, and they're riding horses, and they're running around playing vindi vindi, and like the kids just want community. That's all kids care about. They just want to be with their friends, and so this has been the best thing from that perspective for us. So like when life is tough out here and things are moving slowly and we're waiting on news and we look at our kids, we're like, oh, it's worth it. It's all good.
Right.
Yeah. What advice would you give an unemployed youth who wants to start a business with very little capital? Yeah, I guess what is very little capital? So like if you have like what, $100, you would look at like what is a service that lots of people need that I can purchase with, $100.
Yeah.
Say if you have $100. So like there's heaps of, there's so many ideas. Like you can look at like working professionals, like people at, like you focus on like a people group that are very concentrated, at one place. And so like I bet you a bunch of people in the police barracks all have one common problem that needs to be solved that they probably pay a little bit of money for somebody to solve. I bet you, like, I don't know what that problem might be, but like when you're in those communities, like it's like, oh, we all have this thing that we're like frustrated about, like maybe they all could use with uniform starching. Maybe they all need their shoes polished. Like, like I'm just saying, like, ideas, right? Like, today I was at the airport and picking up this drone from Fiji. And I was like, man, it'd be really smart for everybody here is waiting. And right now my truck is dirty and I wish I could wash it, but I have to be here waiting for this plane. It'd be really smart for somebody to start a car wash right here at the airport. Yeah. And there's a couple of people who own homes there. And I'm like, because I would go and like just drop my car off and just be washing there at one of those houses while I'm like waiting in departures, like, because you always show up a couple hours early and your car's just sitting there.
Yeah.
You might as well, like, all those people are just like waiting for probably people to depart and they waiting to see their family off, but they all have to be there reporting an hour and a half before time. We all have a common problem of like, we all have a vehicle, could probably use a vacuum or a wash, right? There's like stuff like that, and it wouldn't take much money for somebody to like come with a vacuum and pay part of their profit to like a homeowner.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, can I set up like just like put up a sign like car vacuum $5?
I don't sound like
Dude, I'd be like,
yeah.
hey,
Like
sweet.
private rental cars, they're running late. I was like, okay, got a customer coming in and like, my car's not.
Yeah,
clean. Or like,
Or
like even like people picking up, some of their family members like, oh shoot.
Oh, that happens to
my
me all the
car's-
time when people come home from
Yeah.
overseas. I'm like, I wash it here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But the problem for me is when we leave this place, if it's muddy, it's already dirty by the time I reach the highway. But yeah, you want, like, people are coming in, you're like, I want my car to be so
Yeah.
clean for my new
so
guests,
like guests coming over from overseas, my family, it's like, okay, car wash there.
Yeah. And so maybe that's not a possibility at other places, but in Lambasa, it's a bit more rural. Could be done,
Yeah.
Yeah, like, or, like a mosque, right? That the big prayer day for Muslim people is on Friday, and they all show up to the mosque, right? And a lot of these places are very, very wealthy, right? So I'm sure there's some sort of problem that they all share, because like when there's a mosque, it's packed with vehicles on Fridays. Maybe those people are hungry. Maybe those people need their car washed. Maybe there's probably something that they might pay. But it takes like real hustlers, right?
Yeah.
Today we were driving into the airport to pick up the drone, and Wailevu, there's a really harsh speed bump, one that you have to slow down for. One of those ones that's like, it's shaped like this. Like, it's not like a nice bump like this. It's like freaking like this right now. And there was a group of like 4 boys. I don't know if they were drunk or something, but or what it was, or if they were just actually that like hustling that hard. I loved it. But right at the speed bump, they're selling boo, and they're like running up to your car like, hey, boo, $2, and like because when you come there, you're like, dook, 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 and you're going so slowly, and you're just like, okay, fine, I'll take it, I guess, because you're like, you feel like you're looking them in the eye, but like, you could also do that same thing, and set up 50 meters the other way, and get half the people to buy because you set up at a spot where people are having to slow down, right? And so it's like starving crowd, always look for the starving crowd, and that's what you're doing, like when you're talking about police barracks or the airport car wash or the mosque people. Like, there's a place where you could do a very good, like like the boo, you could sell boo just on the highway where everybody's doing 80. Very few people will stop. But because people are almost already stopped, that boo business becomes a very good business at that particular location. Because it's like, I feel like an intimate connection with you because I like looked you in the eyes and I had to say no. So I actually put down my window and I'm like we're late to go. I was like, but when I come back, like we'll buy a bunch. And then when I came back, they weren't there anymore. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, even at the airport, like people coming in, it's like,
Boo.
That's something tropical they want to taste.
Oh,
like
100%.
It's like on the junction before they reach the main road.
Pandua.
Somebody's selling there. Boo.
Like, what if you just like cut it all so it's all like
Yeah.
the tops are cut off, right, of the boo, and then just loaded like 2 bags. So the bus goes right by the airport, and then you just go there and you just set up.
Yeah.
Like just right on the edge of the parking lot. If I was waiting there, I saw that, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go over
Yeah.
$2.
Exactly.
Because like it's $2 for an AquaSafe, or I think it is. Like it's $2 for a bottle of water at the airport, at least for a little bottle. Or I can pay $2 to buy boo. There's just so many ideas.
There's so much.
So much ideas, and the people are like, oh, it must be nice, you started, dude. We started our company in Canada, like we're here because of the company in Canada, but we started the company in Canada from nothing. That's why we have a cleaning company. It's because all we had to buy was a mop and a bucket and a broom. And then Stephanie went door to door asking people to clean their house for free. That's how we started that company. And it's made millions of dollars over the years. Like, not that we've put in our pocket, but like, yeah. It's like that. The reason we're here is because we started a company that cost us less than $1,000 to start, because like we had to just get our business license and got our basic supplies, and then we just walked door to door asking people if I can clean your house for free. And we got a few clients. We got like 2 or 3 clients from that, and then from that we were able to build a website and pay for that, and then people started calling us from the website, and then we were able then we needed some more help, and that's how it grew. But like, must be nice, nobody sees like the 10 years before must be nice, And like, it's not, every day is still like, there's still problems every day, but like the problem is not opportunity, the problem is motivation.
Motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For everybody.
There's a ton of opportunities out there.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the motivation. Yeah.
Even for that New Zealand teacher lady, like she could come here, not even like if you want to teach in a school, just start a Facebook page and talk about private tutoring. Like, I'm a New Zealand teacher now living in Fiji. I'm doing private tutoring. Dude, if you lived in Suva, there'd be so many people who will pay for a private, and you just do it on your own schedule.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, dude.
And like for those that are migrating from New Zealand to Fiji, or those that are leaving.
Yeah, and they know somebody's there.
Yeah, know somebody's here.
Yeah.
Like, okay, teach their children now before they go.
Yeah.
Like these are
Yeah,
things
yeah,
that,
yeah.
It's
Oh,
just
like
easy
leaving
process
Fiji.
for them. Easy process for
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
to
for
go.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Or those who are like just here for 2 or 3 years and they still want to be, you know.
Yeah, like I mean,
connected
then
to
you
you.
just make Facebook ad campaigns that target embassy workers who have kids here, right? And like they still, and then you just target that customer base, and then
Yeah.
you don't actually have to go to and work at a school for a low-paying job and all that stuff,
Yeah.
right? But the problem is not opportunity. The problem is just hustle and motivation, and most people just don't have it in them. That's it.
Bang, bang, bang.
And yes, everything costs a lot of money, and everything is expensive, but like, you never save yourself to wealth. Like, you just have to figure out how to make more. Yeah. Create all the time. Create.
Yeah, it is what Sister said. Yeah, best way to ensure a job. Create problem, solve the fix.
Yeah. Like, I mean, even like for us personally, right? Like, Roy gets paid a certain amount to work on the farm. The way for him to, and he has like zero expenses, right? The way he supports his family back at home, and like obviously a bunch of stuff that I don't know about, right? And it's nor is my business. He gets paid, and then he does what he wants with his money. But like his way to like get rich is probably not to spend less money, because then he's still making the same amount, and that's the amount of money is not going to change his life. But like for him, it's about like what is the opportunity that he could do to make more money.
That's not
He
here.
could come to me and be like, hey, I want to do daily vlogs and like make a cut off of the YouTube revenue. Would you do a partner with me, and like I'll do the filming, I'll do the editing, and then I'll be like, okay, yeah, let's talk about it. Like there's so many, it's just like it's on you to actually want to do the thing. And like there's so much money in the world, it's like what pick your thing to go out and just get the money, that's all. And money shortage is not the problem, it's just going and getting it, right? Yeah, like, and once you realize that, it's like, oh, it's a me problem. It's on me. Okay, so I'm going to actually try to do something about it and go and create something. I love meeting those guys who are hustling bull in White Lake with that today. Like, boy, these guys are like just so enthusiastic, and I'm like, you guys picked such a good spot. I don't know if they did it on purpose. I'm sure they did, but I was like, this is a mastermind moment right here. Like, because there's a bunch of people who sell boo all the time on the highway going in from Tuatua, like just at Wailevu going into Lambasa.
Yeah.
But they're all at like awkward kind of spots where you kind of have to like block traffic, or it doesn't give you much time to like think. But like the fact that I had to slow down so much is like, it's so easy to pull over when you're already going pullover speed. Yeah, it was mastery. Mastery.
Come to a mastery class.
With those boys. Yeah, there was a lot of questions. That was all the questions there. I was reading the other day here. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, this was a quote that stood out to me the other day. I've actually written down a lot. Classic, Alex Ramosi. You can't 100x your close rate, but you can 100x your traffic. Yeah. So when you're talking about business, I was thinking about that today when I saw those boys. Like, so what he's referring to here, like you can't 100x your close rate, but you can 100x your traffic. So if you have a business and you're getting, people are, what's the most relatable thing I could talk about? Okay, maybe these guys selling boo, right? Like, you can't get I don't know how to talk about it with the Mbu example. But I was thinking about it from my perspective, like, okay, everybody that calls me, how do I make sure that everybody that calls becomes a customer? Like, if I get 20 calls and I close 5 people, right? Say on deals, I can't 100x that. I cannot close 50 people from 20 calls, because that's not a real. I only got 20 calls, so the only thing that I can increase is the amount of people calling me, and it's easier for me to get more calls and close.
Then closing.
It's easier for me. So if I close 5 out of 20, that's 25%. It's way easier for me to close 25% of 500 than to close. And 25% of 500 is okay. Let's use normal numbers here, because you're saying 5 of 20. So instead of being able, if I want to, it's way easier for me to close the same percentage of a higher number of calls than to close all the calls that I get. So like increase your traffic instead of trying to increase your ability to sell. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that feels like boost traffic.
Yeah, boost traffic. It was just something that was going through my mind, and that's why I wrote it down, because I was like, yeah, that makes so much sense. Because like, you can't possibly close every single person that you talk to. But what you can do is increase traffic and just keep the numbers the same. And so 25% of 100 is a lot more than 25% of 20. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I just do the same thing I'm doing. I'm just gonna do it to more people. And so I feel like that's what those boys did with the Mbu today. Is like, they just took a good idea and put it in a really good spot, and probably closed way more deals. Yeah, because of like a good location.
You're saying boost traffic and rest is numbers game, volume.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that kind of crap though.
I like that.
Huh?
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like you're gonna like beat yourself to death, like trying to like get better all the time. It's like, or just get more people calling, right? Like those boys, like, how do we sell more Mbu? It's like, okay, well, we can spend more time out there. We can, have more of us out there. It's like, or we can do one thing and it can change like everything drastically, and that's put it at a speed bump where people already basically stop. I was like, yeah. Love it.
She said, Musindra.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, you could market like Tony. Traffic 1000%. Yeah, after this you watch
Okay.
some of Tony's video. Hey, what's it? Hey, homie. Yeah.
It's Tony.
It's Tony. Yeah. China. Hey, in overseas now for 6 years, can you ask Jonathan, wanted to meet him in person just to talk about some business in the farm, if that's all right. It's from Tex Junior, Tuinakelo.
Tuinakelo. Where is he? Overseas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, again, that I've done a couple, but I get so many emails and stuff like that for people who want to actually like hop on like one-on-one calls, and again, it's a time thing, right? Like there's just so much, and I haven't figured out like if I should charge for that or what, but it's hard because like those conversations are never 5 minutes long. Those conversations are always like an hour and a half, because like I don't want to just waste your time. So maybe I should just charge for it. but the problem is I'm not cheap. Well, like I'd maybe it feels like it's just hard. It's hard because like I want to help everybody, but like I can't help everybody personally. But the only way I can help personally, I guess, is to charge for it. So, because then it actually becomes, and the reason it's not like because I need to charge for my time. It's like no, because if I'm doing something for free and it's not like spending time with my friends or my family, then it should be making money. Or building the kingdom of God. And so it's hard to, spend an hour and a half giving, advice when I could be spending an hour and a half making money. Yeah, it's difficult. It's not because I feel like I'm that good and like I need to charge you because I got really good advice. It's just like, yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, I wanted to read a couple of these things you had. So what's this about the Land Cruiser?
I don't know, I haven't read it.
They've recalled? Aska Motors announces recall of Land Cruiser 70 VD models from Fiji market. What? Aska Motors is advising the public not to purchase the Land Cruiser 70 VD diesel turbo model. In a release made through the South Pacific Stock Exchange, Aska Motors states it's trying to locate 16 vehicles that were imported into the country that fell short of Toyota Motor Corporation's internal targets for Euro 4 compliance. Oh my gosh. So it's the VD motors, not the GD motors. Okay, so what is the difference between Toyota VD and DG? Oh, V is the diesel and G is the gasoline. Nobody's going to want to do that. And they want to recall it because of Euro 4 compliance. Euro 4 compliance is like emission stuff. So they're like basically saying like it's putting too much pollutants into the air. So return your diesel because it's hurting the earth. And then we'll give you a gas one. It's like, no, I'm okay, thank you. I'm going to keep my diesel.
What? They want to return the diesel?
Yeah, the new...
Well, aren't other Land Cruisers here in Fiji run by diesel?
Yeah, I think it's only the new models, though. Like the newest, like probably 2025s or something like that.
So they want the new models to be run by gas?
So, what would have happened is Toyota General, like Toyota worldwide, it has to meet emission standards, right? And the way that a lot of these big car or vehicle manufacturers are able to keep in certain like tax brackets and stuff like that is to like for every 100 big polluting trucks you sell, you need to sell 1,000 Toyota Corollas that are very efficient. And all of these vehicles have to meet certain emission standards, right? And so it's very, very strict, and it's a game that like it's a very intricate game of cat and mouse, selling the right amounts so that you can your carbon tax and all this stuff stays in the right bracket. But then all of these vehicles have to meet emission standards, and I bet you there's a problem or a falsification of the actual emission standards that they release, the reports on like how much CO2 one of these diesel engines puts out into the atmosphere. And so that they've tracked those vehicles, that a bunch of those came to Fiji, and so they need to take them back out of the world. And so they're saying, give us your vehicle, we'll either repay you, full refund, or you can
get the same vehicle, but
Yeah, get the same vehicle and gas.
in gas.
In gas, at no cost to the impacted customer. But the gas one would be a lot cheaper than the diesel one. So I wonder if you get a refund of the difference, you know?
Will it be the same output or
No, it'd be much less. Much less. I think it's just a 6-cylinder gas engine.
I mean, like in performance.
Yeah, it would be way less. It would, like the new turbo diesel V8s make so much torque, like it's heaps of power. The gas would be nowhere close to it. It'd be a totally different vehicle.
Will be weak.
Oh yeah,
It won't be
much,
the same.
much, yeah. But a lot of people buy the gas version of big heavy trucks instead of the diesel one because it's cheaper and they just need, oi,
Hey!
you swine. He just got assaulted by a boto. You boto? Where is he?
Good.
Come in here. Wait. Come. Hey. Hey. You see? Paco. Hey. It's a goal. Goal. Yeah, no, there would be, not the same at all. Very different. But this one's not an ASCO Motors shortcoming. This is a Toyota International problem. That is now, it's an ASCO Motors problem, but it's not their fault. But they're the ones who are going to have to recall all these. So, wow. What a waste of time.
Yeah.
I wonder if you're going to have the option to keep your vehicle, or if when you bring it back to the dealership, they have to do something, or they void your warranty or something like this. I wonder. I don't know.
I feel like those guys would just like, just give my money back. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, because that'd be sick.
Yeah.
If you've driven a vehicle, put like 20,000 kilometers on it, then like full refund. You're like, well, okay, sweet. Yeah. I saw that a local bus company operator just got his Ram TRX this last week into the country. So congratulations on the $450,000 truck. Hope it treats you
color was
well.
it?
Blue.
Ooh.
Good. Nice, really, really nice vehicle. Don't know if I would bring one of those in. It's a lot of money. 450 grand is a lot of money to spend on a vehicle.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people spending, 300,000 though on these like Toyota SUVs, like the Land Cruiser SUV, like the luxury one, right? 300. I think the 300 is like 260 grand. But 260 is a lot different than 450. We're talking about $250,000 and $500,000 basically, right?
Monkey.
On a vehicle.
That one has the light on the
Grill.
top, like the breather of like the engine or something. Like 1, 2, 3 lights.
Like in the front of the hood?
Yeah, in front of the bonnet. Yeah, the bonnet like
Yeah,
this,
the
and then-
Ford Raptor has that. I can't remember if the TRX has it or not. The Raptors have that. That was a Raptor thing. Yeah. 450 G's for a truck.
local bus company, very small. Yeah,
Ooh,
small but big money.
apparently. Business is good. Businesses are booming. But things might be going very well because no longer can bus drivers pocket as much money as they were pocketing before. I bet you these bus companies were just getting ruined by bus drivers just pocketing most of the passenger money. But now with the e-ticketing system,
Oh
Go
yeah,
straight to the bank,
I've
baby.
always like
straight to the bank.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the bus company owners are like, frick, this is the best thing that's ever happened to the bus industry in Fiji, ever.
Yeah.
Now all the money, or like the majority of the money comes through us.
Yeah.
And like you're saying that as a government, you guys are going to regulate, like the LTA and the police, taxpayer-funded entities are going to regulate and ensure that the cash flow comes to me, because like if you get on, like police can board a bus and then fine if you don't have your, if you didn't pay with your card, right?
Yeah.
And the bus company's like, hell yeah, baby, let's do this, right? E-ticketing is like the best thing that ever happened if you're a bus company owner, because like now your company actually operates how it's supposed to. Like your drivers are not supposed to steal from you.
Yeah.
Like drivers who take money or it's like on the coast here, like most of the drivers, they get paid in fish and like bundles of dalo. Like, there's one extra bundle of dalo left for you there, right? Go home, take it. I mean, I personally know people who just give one bundle of fish in Lambasa. But that bundle of fish, that's like $20. That's like to feed his family for like 2 days, like 2 or 3 dinners like that, right?
Yeah.
Dude, so you don't have to give money even to. I mean, there's some bus drivers from very nice residences.
Oh, yeah.
Woo, nice vehicles, nice cars. So yeah, but I think the bus company owners are very happy about this. Yeah. Anything else? There was a few more that you you had here, but I want to spend time with the kids.
Yeah, we could do this.
We can do this on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe we'll just do a few lives a week while the kids are gone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe but we'll definitely be doing Mondays and Tuesdays for sure. And then daily vlogs will keep us busy, and we got a couple big jobs hopefully coming up. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Tui. This is On the Mat. My name is Jonathan. We do this every Monday and Friday. And I think this Friday we'll talk about some glamping. Some opportunities for you guys to be able to invest in the real estate and tourism industry in Fiji. So see you guys on Friday. Thank you for joining. Peace.
Bye.